Hi everybody, Dr. Lisa Thompson of drlisathompson.com coming to you from my home office outside of Eden Prairie, Minnesota, and welcome to another edition of The Doctor Is In Live for this Friday, November the 4th, 2016. Happy Friday to you on this gorgeous fall day up here in Minnesota. I can't believe how awesome the weather has been up here. We have yet to have a first freeze, which is super cool, and it's very rare in Minnesota that we haven't had that yet, and I hope it keeps going. But today I'm really excited to be here with you today because we're going to be talking about blogging post ideas to sell your MLM products. Now, if you didn't watch yesterday's episode, please do so before you continue. I'm going to give you some homework to do today that's going to help you, okay? I'm really passionate about this particular topic because a couple of days ago I had somebody, a potential client, reach out to me and tell me how can they use a blog to sell more of their MLM products, because they were more interested in building a customer base than a distributor base. And that really got me thinking. So we've been starting this blogging series where we're focusing strictly on how to build and get business, build up a raving fan customer base of people actually buying your MLM products. A lot of times people, they will ignore the customer base side because they're under the assumption that if they have to sell product, they still have to do a form of a home party, or they've got to go to a trade show and sit and hand out samples. Being online today, it's no more of it. It's such an exciting time to really sell product for your network marketing company. And in yesterday's show, we gave you some preliminary homework to do before you even write that first blog post. And that's very, very important. If you haven't seen that yet, head over to my website at drlisamthompson.com/blog. And when you go there, hey Keith, glad to have you on the show today. Keith's from across the pond. He's awesome. And when you go to my website at drlisamthompson.com/blog, you will see a blog post where I'll tell you how to set up your blog post or your blog to sell more MLM products, and that will be the date November the 3rd. So make sure you read that because I added more information to the blog post that will be of great benefit for you. But today we're going to be talking about ideas. Now, we have to resist the urge to sit and list your product and talk everything there is about your product. There's a real, we're going to go more strategic, because what you need to do is position yourself as the problem solver and teacher. So the first thing we have to do is be the teacher, okay? We have to educate our marketplace. Then we become the problem solver by introducing the product, okay? So what we need to do is, remember how I told you to pick one product, okay? Pick a product that you are using, that you're getting a result with your network marketing company. Or was it a certain product that got you into the network market, your network marketing company? Okay, and why was this product so, how did it impact you? Okay, because there's one thing you have to understand. What makes people buy? They buy on benefit over features. And a lot of times in network marketing, people believe that if they send out all this information on the features and they just spit out knowledge about this has the formulation sequence in this and it contains all these other, super ingredients and holistic ingredients. And people are going to be, so what? What is this going to do for me? Okay? Because there are 3 questions that you need to answer for your readers in your market, in your blogs, when you're doing blog posts related to your product. And that is, number 1, does it work? Number 2, will it work for me? And 3, can I do it? Okay, those are the 3 questions that are always in anybody's mind whenever they're approached with a new product or service to try. Okay, so you have to keep those 3 questions in mind. Now what you need to do is, once you have that you are looking and you found your product. And one thing I would recommend too, if you're really passionate about a certain product, check and see if they have samples available, and if those samples can count toward your monthly volume or auto ship. A lot of companies will let you do that. That can be part of your monthly requirement. Excuse me. If not, invest a little bit of extra money into having product samples, because you're going to be using these product samples to give away in your blog post, and we'll show you how to do that in upcoming shows next week. So here's some ideas of how to come up with some blog posts. First thing you want to do is we're going to look already in your existing environment. So when you're going out shopping, like at your local grocery store, Target, Walmart, or you're going to your local Walgreens or CVS. Hey, Dion, glad to have you on the show today. What you're going to do is, you know how we always stop and wait at the checkout lines? What do they always have at the checkout lines? They have magazines, okay? And the magazines are there for a reason, and they strategically put them there because people, when they're bored, they're going to want to be looking at things. And a lot of times they're going to put impulse purchases there so that they're going to pick up and read, and they might even, take the magazine with them. But when you look at the cover of magazines, specifically like National Enquirer, Ladies' Home Journal, Good Housekeeping Magazine, Cosmopolitan, okay, Vanity Fair, some other tabloids, they're going to have some really outrageous headlines on there. And those outrageous headlines are there to get people's attention so they can grab and read the article. Now, when you look at a magazine cover, they typically tend to focus on what is current and hot, okay? What are the big talking points that are going on? And so you can look at those magazine covers and get ideas, okay, of, okay, this is really important. How can this relate to my product, okay? And if you're waiting in line, you can either make the choice to buy the magazine if you need to, or take your smartphone and just snap a picture of the cover, okay? Another way you can get great ideas for your blog posts is to go and look on Amazon, and you can look at the magazines there and then just type in the industry that you're in. So if you're into weight loss, you can just type in weight loss into Amazon under the books and magazines, and you can find what are the hot topics. You can also set up Google Alerts where you can type in weight loss, and that's going to give you the most relevant articles. Because what you want to do is you want to be educating the market, and you want to be tying in your blog post to what's current, okay? Now, there's another great way to do this too. Remember how we talked about with your research, okay, ahead of time, and knowing your market, knowing what your market likes to do. So if you've got people and you're targeting people who watch shows like Dr. Oz, they used to have a show on called The Doctors. That was one of my mom's favorite shows to watch. And they may have YouTube videos as well. If you can find things with those talk shows talking about different things with health, like, maybe with Ellen DeGeneres or Oprah Winfrey, they might have a expert on like Dr. Oz. You could take those videos and incorporate them into your blog posts as well. But what you want to do is when you're compiling this information, now what you're going to do is structure blog posts that are going to educate the public, and you're going to be talking about one specific benefit that your product does. So when you're looking at your product, you may want to look at, with your company, do they do company training on products, okay, in their product line? Sometimes your companies will do that, where you can sit down on a conference call or a webinar, and they'll explain the benefits and things of certain products. That's always good to get good information on, where they can explain. A lot of times the product creators within your company will really do a good job explaining benefits. So then what you can do is write one blog post a day on a certain benefit. So if your weight loss product, for example, is going to give you great energy, all right, without having the energy crash, you can sit there and have a blog post about why do people have energy, they feel so tired after eating lunch, Okay, and you can go and find those articles up on Google Alerts, and you can educate the public and say, instead of, just cramming your body full of sugar, you have to start looking at, eating healthier. Okay, and then you can have a call to action at the end saying, here's a product that I've been using, all right, that gives me energy and I don't have the sugar crashes. To get a sample, click here. Again, notice how I'm not mentioning the name of the product. But what you've done is you've whetted the person's appetite. Okay, and we'll talk more about this next week too, how to really, formulate a good blog post as to really get people turned on. But that's just an example of what you can do as far as blog posts to sell products. You can also talk about, if you're doing with weight loss, you can talk about what are the most important components of a good weight loss plan. Okay, you can be sharing weight loss recipes. If you're selling a weight loss shake, you can come up with different smoothie recipes. And you put video in there, where you could do your own video showing them how to make a smoothie recipe. Make sure you're not showing the actual product itself with the label and everything. You can have all these other recipes that you've tried and share pictures of them as well. This is ways of you providing value for your MLM product. So what you can do, I just gave you some really simple ideas to start thinking, and you have to be strategic, okay? Because the more value you can put out, and you're not sitting there and you're just saying, buy this product, here's what I'm promoting, people are going to be saying, so what? That, big deal, okay? You've got to be hitting their pain points of what's keeping them up at night. All right. And as you come up with these ideas, and, I would have a notebook, or if you don't want to have a notebook to write it down, put like a folder on your computer or, on your smart device. You can have what's called Evernote. It's an app. And then anything you come across related to your niche in your industry, compile a list of all these different, titles, different articles, different, videos you find, okay, and then just save them to your Evernote. And then that way, you're always going to come up with great ideas and content so that you're staying current. And ultimately, what you want to be is you want to be your market's Google, all right? They're coming to you for answers on whatever it is that you're going to be the expert on. Okay, you want to be the Google or end source where they're going to come to you because they know, like, and trust you enough. That's how you're going to set yourself up. And so that's why I'm really passionate about making sure that when you're doing your blog posts, that you're doing ideas and you're finding unique ways, because the way you do this here is going to separate you from other people who have blogs up and all they're doing is they just show a picture of their product and then they list the benefits and features and say buy here, okay, or they'll put testimonials. That's not going to really get and grab the interest of your market. Your market is very discerning. Hi, Junie, glad to have you on today's show. And don't assume that they're just going to buy the product because they see it. They need to have information to make an informed quality decision. So, did you find this helpful today? Leave a comment and share. And I want you to make sure that you are on my mailing list at workwithdrlisathompson.com, 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 because next week I'm going to be giving you access to a brand new free training done by my mentor, Ray Higdon, who's a 8-figure blogger now. And he's coming out with a free 3-part video series on how to really grow your business with blogging. And you can get on the early bird list by being on my list, because I got special access to give this to you ahead of time. And so you want to make sure that you are on my list. That way you're not going to miss out on this, because Ray was one of the biggest reasons that I have had really great success with my blogging. As a matter of fact, just a little humble brag here, within the last 2 months, I've made close to $800 in commissions from products on my blog, just selling products on my blog. And I'm really excited and pumped about that. And that comes from becoming an authority, an expert, and being a teacher problem solver. So I'm going to share with you on Monday the exact format, how we're going to get people, we're going to really get them hooked on your blog post. We're going to really hit them in the heart, all right? And they're going to want to pay attention to you, and they're going to see you as the credible expert. So there's a really simple sequence of how we're going to structure that blog up and how we're going to hit their pain points. And it's pretty cool and exciting. So make sure you pay attention to that. And you're on my mailing list. And finally, make sure you hit the notification button in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. That way, Facebook is always going to notify you when I go live, which is always Monday through Friday at 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central, 1:30 Pacific, so we can interact in real time and we can work on building a better version of you so that you can go out there and build a buyer's audience of raving fan customers. So with that said, enjoy your Friday, guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk later.